Hey, so if your child struggles with grades, late work, missing work, incompletes, zeros, test corrections, all this sort of thing, focus, motivation, concentration, attention, prioritizing the important thing over the fun thing, all these sorts of things. If your child struggles in school, if they have ADHD, executive function challenges, my name's Seth Perler, by the way, executive function nerd. Executive function is my jam. I love it because this is the key to success in school and life. It really is. That's no joke. And the consequences of not addressing it are bad. So, what is the one secret to student success? So, I've worked with literally thousands of students by this time, and in seeing so many students and seeing students who really create change and students who stay stuck, what is the secret to students who really are able to succeed? However you define success for the purpose of this video, however you define it, what is the difference? What is the one thing for students who succeed? So, if I have a student, they have all Fs and they continue failing. I have a student, they have all Fs and they start getting A's, B's, and C's. And it gets better and better. They become young adults. They're starting a great life. They're becoming independent. Things are really going well for them. What is the difference? What is the difference? It's not magic. They're not special. There's nothing different about them in terms of any special abilities or something like that. The difference is tenacity. And tenacity may not look how you think it looks, but that something happens inside these students who succeed, who accept help and support, who ask for help and support. And I would say that moving on, that is the number one most important thing that they have in common, that the students with tenacity have, is that they have learned to ask for help and to receive it. Not perfectly, but they persistently try. They have a tenacity. Let me get back to the tenacity. So parents, teachers, I know that you're probably wondering, how do we give our kids this tenacity? I'll address that in a moment. But these kids come to a point where they start believing in themselves. They start saying, hey, I care about myself. I love myself. I may not like this teacher or this class or this assignment, or I may be overwhelmed and all this stuff and struggling, and I got ADHD and I got this and that. I don't care. I like me. I care about me. I love me. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to do everything I can so that I can have a great life, and so that I can have a great life that makes everybody else have a better life, makes the world a little bit better, makes my dent in the universe. They start having mindsets like this. Do they have imposter syndrome? Of course. We all do. But they also have moments without imposter syndrome where they're like, you know what? I don't care about that inner critic talk. I don't care about that inner critic holding me back. I don't care about that little voice that is not my friend. I'm going to do this anyway. I believe I can do something cool with my life. I believe I can overcome some things. I believe I can really get some skills that are really going to help me make life easier, simpler, more fun. And as I said, what these kids with tenacity have in common is this: they acquire or develop an ability to ask for help. Hey, teacher, will you help me? I failed the test. Hey, teacher, will you help me? Hey, parents, will you help me? Hey, tutor. It's not always easy to receive the help, but they get better and better at it. The student that I've been working with lately with this story, and yes, I will mention again how to help them get this tenacity, but the student recently, a few weeks ago, he texted me, hey, Seth, I need help. Now, I've worked with this kid for years, but he started saying, and I will tell kids, literally, I'll say this sentence, that I try to coach them to use the words, I need help. Those 3 words, I need help. Will you please help me? But to use the word help, because I want it to be normalized for these kids. I want it to be like, nah, whatever. I need some help. Cool. Can you help me? And that's what's really been happening with this kiddo. And he's like, hey, will you help me with blah, blah? Then he texts me, hey, will you help? He sends me a voice message on WhatsApp. Hey, will you help me with WhatsApp? Hey, can we Zoom? Hey, I need help with this. These are social situations. These are academic situations. This is a problem with a teacher that this student had. And this kid has grown so much in the last few years, but in this way in particular, this is the most important thing. So anyhow, I'm talking to this kid earlier today, and he says, me and my friend here were talking about asking for help, and how that's the most important thing for both of us. Like, that's the thing that's allowing us to be successful, even though we have so many challenges. And it's so, for me as a coach, it's like the coolest thing in the world to like see light bulbs come on. And for any of you, who are in positions like this, when you see somebody where like there's a breakthrough, it's so cool. And it just gives me so much hope for this kid. But that is so huge. The kid is tenacious. They will not give up. He cares about himself. He's pushing himself. Nothing is perfect, but he is moving forward. He's moving. It's undeniable that he is moving forward. And for parents who are coming from a place where they're watching their kids on a downward spiral year after year, to see them start to transition to moving forward is when parents can finally start to say, oh my gosh, my kiddo is going to be okay. Like, that moment for parents is what my work's all about. Like, how do we get there? And it's a long journey, but it works. It's a real journey. It's not rocket science. It's not easy, and it is somewhat complicated, but it is not rocket science. You can do this. So how do you help them gain tenacity or get tenacity? Now, that's probably the question that you're asking, right? And what I'm going to say in terms of the best thing, in my opinion, that you can do to help them gain tenacity has everything to do with a concept called attachment theory. Has to do with your relationship with your child, and the relationship being secure rather than insecure. I'm not going to go into attachment theory, or you can look it up, but basically you have secure, insecure attachment, and then there are some subtypes of insecure. But the point is, when your child has a healthy, securely attached relationship with you, and you have one with them, both of you feel seen and heard and understood and known, and like you've got each other's back. And that is what it's about. Think about your best friend. You have a secure attachment with your best friend. You feel seen by them. You feel heard by them. You can tell them anything. You feel understood by them. You feel like they've got your back. You know they've got your back. You may not always agree, but you are heard and seen by that person. That is what this is about. So the more you can do your own deep inner work to work on your attachment issues that you may have from growing up and in your life, and to become a more secure and stable nervous system yourself, that is the number one best thing that in my opinion, that you can ever do in terms of helping them build that secret to success, that tenacity, where they start believing in themselves. So much, a kid needs one person to believe in them, one adult that they look up to believe in them. That's what they need. You are one of those people, or you are that person. Believe it. So improving the quality of attachment is where it's at, as far as I'm concerned. Take care. My name is Seth Perler, SethPerler.com. Leave a comment below. What do you think is the number one most important secret to student success? Or what do you think about what I just said? Does it resonate with you? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to support my work, subscribe. I mean, there's nothing better in the universe than subscribing, right? Just kidding. Check out my site, SethPerler.com. Grab a freebie if you're a parent, teacher, therapist, or ADHD coach. And share the video with someone if you really like my work. All right, I'm fried. Made a lot of videos. If I seem tired, I'm winding down. Take care, everybody.